feeling like there's never enough time in the day? You're not alone. We all want to be more productive, but let's be real, life gets messy. Sometimes just thinking about our to-do list can spark a feeling of overwhelm that makes us want to curl up on the couch. But what if I told you that being productive doesn't have to feel overwhelming? It's about finding joy in the process and creating a life that sparks joy. Here are 10 habits that real people can actually stick to, no matter how busy or overwhelmed you feel. Habit number 1. Stop waking up without a plan. Have you ever woken up, looked around, and felt a sense of confusion or even dread about starting your day? That feeling is the absence of intention. When we don't have a plan, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and lost. Imagine this. Before you sleep, take a few moments to tidy your mind. Choose one thing you want to accomplish tomorrow. It doesn't have to be monumental. Maybe it's finishing that report, going for a walk, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of tea. By setting a single intention, you wake up with purpose. This simple act can transform your day. It's like lighting a candle in a dark room, illuminating the path forward. So tonight, ask yourself, what single act of joy can I bring to my day tomorrow? Habit number 2. Let's talk about to-do lists, those ever-growing scrolls of tasks that can sometimes feel like they have a life of their own. We've all been there, staring at a list that seems to stretch on forever, feeling the weight of each item pressing down on us. But here's a secret. You can break free from this cycle by embracing the power of small steps. Instead of focusing on the enormity of the list, choose one small manageable task and give it your full attention. The act of completing even the smallest task sends a powerful message to your brain. We've got this. We can do hard things. Remember, just as a single spark can ignite a flame, a single act of completion can spark a chain reaction of productivity. Habit number 3. In today's fast-paced world, it can feel like multitasking is the key to getting things done. We pride ourselves on our ability to juggle multiple tasks at once, believing that we're saving time and maximizing our efficiency. But let's be honest, are we truly present and engaged when our minds are scattered in a million directions? The truth is, our brains are not wired for multitasking. When we try to focus on multiple things at once, we end up sacrificing quality and attention to detail. Instead of spreading ourselves thin, let's embrace the power of single tasking. Choose one task and give it your undivided attention. Silence your phone, close unnecessary tabs on your computer, and create a calm and focused environment. You'll be amazed at how much more you accomplish when you're fully engaged in the task at hand. Remember, true productivity is not about doing more, it's about doing things well. Habit number 4, create routines, not schedules. Schedules with their rigid timelines can often leave us feeling trapped. But there's a gentler way to approach productivity. Instead of rigid schedules, let's explore routines. Routines create a framework for consistency and flow. Think of them as rituals that bring joy and success. Enjoy a cup of tea with a podcast, take a walk in nature, or unwind with a book before bed. These acts create rhythm and balance. They ground you amidst daily chaos. Embrace the freedom of routines. Habit number 5. Give yourself permission to rest. In a culture that often glorifies busyness and productivity, it can feel almost radical to prioritize rest. We wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor, believing that pushing ourselves to the limit is the only path to success. But what if I told you that true productivity stems from a place of balance, from honoring our need for both work and rest? Our bodies and minds require periods of rest and rejuvenation. When we neglect this fundamental need, we risk burnout, decreased creativity, and a diminished sense of joy. Rest is not a luxury, it is an essential ingredient for a fulfilling and productive life. Giving yourself permission to rest can feel like a revolutionary act, but it is one that will transform your relationship with productivity. It's about creating space in your day for activities that nourish your soul and replenish your energy. When we allow ourselves to rest, we return to our tasks with renewed energy and focus. Embrace it, prioritize it, and watch as your productivity soars to new heights. Habit number 6, say no more often. In a world that constantly bombards us with requests and obligations, it can feel almost impossible to say no. We want to be helpful, to please others, and to avoid disappointing those around us. But what if I told you that saying no is not selfish, but rather an act of self-preservation? Your time and energy are precious resources, and it's time to start treating them as such. Each time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your values or priorities, you're saying no to something that truly matters to you. Saying no can feel uncomfortable at first, but it becomes easier with practice. Start by setting clear boundaries around your time and energy. Identify your non-negotiables, those activities that bring you joy and fill your cup, and protect them fiercely. When faced with a request that drains your energy or pulls you away from your priorities, politely decline. By learning to say no with grace and compassion, you reclaim your power and create space for the things that truly matter. Habit number 7. Clean up your workspace. Our physical environment has a profound impact on our mental state, and this is especially true when it comes to our workspaces. A cluttered desk, a disorganized office, or a chaotic living room can create a sense of mental clutter, making it difficult to focus and be productive. Think of your workspace as an extension of your mind. Just as we tidy our homes to create a sense of peace and order, we can tidy our workspaces to create a sense of mental clarity and focus. When our surroundings are free of distractions, our minds are free to focus on the task at hand. Take a moment to look around your workspace. Do you see piles of paper, scattered supplies, or unfinished projects? These visual distractions can drain your energy and make it difficult to concentrate. Set aside a few minutes each day to tidy your workspace. The act of tidying, even for a few minutes, can have a transformative effect on your productivity and your overall well-being. Habit number 8. Use the 5-minute rule. Procrastination, that sneaky thief of time and productivity, often rears its head when we're faced with tasks that feel daunting or overwhelming. We tell ourselves we'll do it later, that we don't have enough time, or that we're simply not in the mood. But the longer we wait, the more daunting the task becomes. The next time you find yourself procrastinating, try this simple but effective technique, the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself you'll work on the task for just 5 minutes, and then you're free to stop if you choose. Often, the hardest part is simply getting started, and once you've broken through the initial resistance, you'll find that you're more likely to keep going. Remember, even small steps forward contribute to big results. Habit number 9, celebrate small wins. In our pursuit of big goals and ambitious dreams, it's easy to overlook the importance of celebrating small wins. We often wait for major milestones before allowing ourselves to feel a sense of accomplishment, but this can lead to a constant feeling of striving and never truly arriving. Just as we take the time to appreciate the small joys in life, we can learn to appreciate the small victories that mark our progress along the way. These small wins, no matter how seemingly insignificant, are stepping stones that pave the path to our larger goals. Did you finally tackle that task you've been putting off? Did you make progress on a project that's been weighing on your mind? These are all reasons to celebrate. Acknowledge your efforts, give yourself credit for the progress you've made, no matter how small it may seem. Celebrate in a way that brings you joy, whether it's treating yourself to a delicious meal, taking a relaxing bath, or simply pausing to acknowledge your accomplishments. Habit number 10. Be kind to yourself. In the pursuit of productivity, it's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism and perfectionism. We set unrealistic expectations for ourselves, berate ourselves for our shortcomings, and forget that we are human beings, perfectly imperfect in our own unique ways. Remember, you are not a machine. You are a human being with emotions, limitations, and a need for self-compassion. There will be days when you're firing on all cylinders and days when you can barely get out of bed. Instead of beating yourself up for your perceived failures, approach yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend. Acknowledge your efforts, celebrate your successes, and offer yourself grace and compassion when you fall short. Remember, you are a work in progress, constantly evolving and growing. Treat yourself with kindness, patience, and understanding, and watch as your productivity flourishes in an environment of self-love and acceptance. Habit number 11. Ultra, what will you choose? So my friends, we've reached the end of our journey together, exploring these 10 simple yet powerful habits that can transform your relationship with productivity. Remember, productivity is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters and doing it with intention. It's about creating a life that sparks joy, a life that is aligned with your values and priorities. It's about finding balance between work and rest, between striving and acceptance. It's about being kind to yourself, even when you fall short of your own expectations. Which of these habits resonated with you the most? Which one will you choose to embrace today? Let me know in the comments below. I'm excited to hear about your journey towards a more joyful and productive life.